We've all been there, unintentionally gifting a phone charger or dirty laundry to a hotel at some point in our travels. However, housekeepers have also stumbled upon more unusual items forgotten by travelers when turning over a room. Many people who have worked at hotels have shared the absurd things that travelers have left behind, from entire legs to lottery tickets. In this video, we take a look at what absurd things people have left behind in hotel rooms. Let's start with the most absurd thing left behind by guests only for the housekeeper to stumble upon hours later: a goat dressed up like Abraham Lincoln. This incident takes the cake for the strangest things left behind in a hotel room. Not many people would expect to come face to face with a goat dressed as Abraham Lincoln, but that's exactly what happened to a Reddit user. The animal in question was left behind by a group of guys at a bachelor party. Unfortunately, the Redditor never found out how the goat got there or how it was eventually removed from the hotel premises. Considering it was a bachelor party, we conclude that the guys had no malicious intent and had a fancy dress just for gags. Sticking to the absurd things left in hotel rooms, this next one could have possibly been lethal. One guest left their pet snake in a hotel, which could have ended badly. Now, leaving animals, even beloved pets, behind in hotel rooms is more common than you might think. A hotel cleaner in North Carolina got the fright of her life when she discovered a 5-foot boa constrictor under the bed. So much so that the police were called to collect it. The snake, named Chuck, belonged to hotel guest Neil Miller, who explained he had simply forgotten all about Chuck while visiting friends. How can someone forget their pet boa constrictor is completely out of our imagination. It's pretty clear by now that animals and hotel rooms don't always mix. While it can be fun to bring your pet to an animal-friendly hotel, using a hotel room to detain large numbers of cats is cruel and illegal. This was the case with two sisters in Georgia back in 2013. They were found keeping 31 cats in various states of mistreatment, hidden in a hotel bathroom. Using a hotel room to torture poor cats deserves a special prison sentence, and we hope the two women were punished accordingly. But moving on, the next entry on our list is even weirder. Now, we can all agree that it's totally normal to take an inflatable ring with us when staying at a hotel with a pool. However, as a recent list of abandoned hotel room items showed, some guests had other ideas when it came to inflatable companions. For instance, one inflatable sheep was found at the Travelodge Hotel in Edinburgh, UK. Things got even weirder in a story posted by one Reddit user, who worked at a hotel where a regular guest had hidden a blow-up doll under the bed mattress. Needless to say, the embarrassed customer didn't return once the item had been discovered and removed by staff. That would have been one awkward conversation. Another user was probably drunk because he left an entire pizza in the hotel room safe. Who on earth would mistake a hotel room safe for a microwave oven? According to Snopes.com, this has happened several times. The original story dates back to 2007 when a housekeeper at the Hermitage Hotel in New Zealand reported that an American tourist tried to cook a frozen pizza in the safe. The pizza later had to be removed from the locked safe by baffled housekeeping staff. Another hotel guest, however, took absurdity to the next level. Unless you're staying in a suite, your food options in a hotel room are pretty limited. But this didn't stop one guest at the Lake Terrace Motel in Virginia from trying to cook something special. Staff discovered an abandoned wok sitting on top of a melted toilet. The guest had apparently removed the water from the toilet bowl, filled it with charcoal, and used it as a stove. This has to be one of the dumbest hotel guests ever. We hope you had a good laugh with that one. But moving on, guests have left behind some weird stuff in hotel rooms. You see, bachelor and bachelorette parties are common in hotels, and they often leave more than just their inhibitions behind. UK hotel chain Travelodge reported finding 20 Bob the Builder costumes left in a single room. In another instance, a pantomime horse costume was left behind at a Travelodge in Leeds after a performance of Cinderella. But the next item left behind by guests only for housekeeping staff to find later on is even weirder. One guest apparently forgot to pack their chocolate stash before leaving the hotel. Finding a trunk packed with chocolate bars might sound like a dream. However, it's unclear why the guest would leave such a treasure behind. The trunk was traced to a Chinese tourist who had recently visited Cadbury World in Birmingham, UK, a theme park dedicated to the popular British confectionery brand. But it gets weirder. One grieving guest forgot to take their loved one's remains with them before checking out. Understandably, certain things might slip your mind when grieving, but leaving behind a relative's remains is a significant oversight. In this story, a hotel guest left a backpack containing his mother's ashes at a California resort. Hotel staff had to contact the local coroner's office before the woman's relatives could be found. But moving on, this next story will make Harry Potter fans cringe. A guest staying at a hotel in Scunthorpe, UK, left behind a prop wand from the Harry Potter movies. Fortunately, the customer returned to claim the wand, which had been locked away for safekeeping. Another user left behind a salad book. Except it wasn't just any normal salad book. One Reddit user discovered a guest's personal notebook detailing their love for salad. The book was over 80 pages long and contained occasional suggestions that the author believed salad was alive. From a guest forgetting to take his beloved salad book to a guest who cut everything in half, this list gets weirder. One Reddit user tells the story of a man who stayed at a small airport hotel for just 5 hours. After he left, staff discovered he had cut everything in the room in half, including towels, flooring, and the bed. The room was so damaged that it was converted into storage. But weird stuff isn't the only thing left behind by hotel guests. Guests have forgotten to check out with their expensive belongings too. Take, for instance, a guest who forgot their winning Euro Millions ticket in the hotel room. Hiding an important item under your mattress might be a great idea at home, but not so much when you're staying at a hotel and forget to retrieve it, especially if the item in question is a winning lottery ticket. This happened to an unfortunate guest at the Travelodge in Watford, UK. While the value of the prize was never announced, the guest at least remembered to return to claim it. It's bad enough leaving behind your possessions at a hotel, but what if the items belong to someone else? This was the case for an American stockbroker who forgot his briefcase at a Travelodge hotel in Liverpool Street, London. Inside the briefcase were share certificates worth a massive £500,000 and owned by his client. It's unclear whether the stockbroker was reunited with the briefcase, but this raises an interesting question about who now owns the share certificates. But moving on, wouldn't it be nice to be so rich that you could misplace a diamond-encrusted iPhone without a second thought? In 2012, this happened at a London Travelodge. The phone's owner had purchased it the day it launched, but apparently lost interest soon after. When retrieved, the phone had 228 missed calls, perhaps from the owner trying to locate it. Strange that a diamond-encrusted iPhone owner would lose interest in such an expensive phone. But these aren't the only strange things left behind at hotels. Guess they have left behind entire body parts for some strange reason. One guest left behind their leg in a lodge. The housekeeper, who later went in to clear the room, had a terrible shock when she saw a leg sticking out behind one of the curtains. She was so scared that someone was hiding to attack her that she ran away from the room. Turned out that it was just a prosthetic leg with knee, foot, and all. She was asked if the hotel she works for is located on some pilgrimage destination, because a limb is something guests tend not to leave behind when they check out. So maybe she witnessed a miracle. If you're asking the same question, well, it is not. And for the last but arguably the most terrible thing found in a hotel room, we have a real human body. That's right. According to the story from this Reddit user, he claimed that a family in Baltimore was checking into a hotel room, but their experience wasn't the best. They reported that they had a terrible smell in the room, which they couldn't put their finger on. As per the complaints, the staff went to check in on what happened, and what they found left them stunned. There was a body under the bed. This sent panic in the whole state, and police were called. The nature of the crime wasn't found, but definitely it was a shocking thing found in a hotel room. Well, that's enough for today's video. What weird things have you found in hotel rooms? Do let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.